Hey everybody, it's me, Gakorisan, and today we are doing a Hearthstone pack opening. First, we're going to start with this Old Gods card because I won it in the arena. I'm not good at arena, so all I won was one pack of cards. Alright, let's take a look. We won a all-class Twisted Worgon with Stealth, a 2/3/1. I'm not sure if that's good or not, but you know, it has Stealth and I see it used a lot, and it can be a good, not surprise card, but you know. Got our first rare card, Destroy all minions with 2 or less attack. That is a very good card for Priest. For emergency situations, clearing the board of any like annoying cards, like if they're just like a warlock zoo deck, this would be extremely good for that. Cthulhu's Chosen, an overall good card because it's a four mana 4/2 with Divine Shield. Whether or not you're using a Cthulhu type deck, this is a good one to have in your hand for at least like one, just because it's an overall good card. Grotesque Dragon Hawk with Wind Fury. It's a 7 mana 5/5. The only reason it's 7 mana and it's considered a decent card is because it is Wind Fury. So really it's a 10/5 if you think about it that way, that you can divide among cards. And a Carian Grub. I actually don't know much about this card. It's just kind of an overall, you know, standard card. It's a 3/2/5. It's Hunter only, so I don't know, it just looks like your average card. Alright, let's get into these classic cards that I bought because I'm a beginner. The Ever Scarret, a 2 rogue spell, deal 2 damage, combo, deal 4 damage instead. A combo basically is when you use more than one card in a turn. A rare card, Siphon Soul, destroy a minion and restore 3 health to your hero. This is actually a Warlock spell, and I use Warlock, but I am not 100% sure if this is really worth it, depending on the size of a minion. 6 mana is a lot, but if you can destroy like a high-class minion that's in your way, they just buffed it up with like, say, Paladin, then this is a good card to have in your deck. Okay, Worgen Infiltrator, a 1/2/1, a good one to put right out on the field because it's stealth, and you can use it to take out their card, and they can't really spell it straight out the door like with their mage. If you played first, they'll just be able to mage it to death right off the bat, and they won't be able to do that. A Freezing Trap for Hunter. I've actually never seen one used. Secret, when an enemy minion attacks, return it to its owner's hand and cost 2 more. So basically, this is to save your own butt. If they were to try and get your damage, and it's a high card, you can send it back to their hand, reset all its stuff, and have it cost 2 more. That basically screws somebody's plan up right there. And then we have a Silver Hand Knight, Battle Cry Summon, a 2/2 Squire. I used this recently. It's not really the best card. It's not bad, but it's definitely not a card that I would play in my normal deck. So now we have Repentance. Secret, after your opponent plays a minion, reduce its health by 1. That doesn't sound all that bad. Only the thing is it's not going to do much, but it is a 1 cost secret, so I guess it's not that bad considering it's really, really cheap. And having a card that uses secrets for a buff might cause that card to be useful. Power of the Wild. Choose one. Give your minions 1 and 1, or summon a 3/2 Panther. This I used before and it saved my butt. It's a 2 cost spell for a 3/2 Panther or buffing your minions. It's not that bad of a card if you ask me. Alright, Loot Hoarder, Death Rattle, draw a card. It's a 2/1. Definitely for a person who is trying to collect cards in their hand, this is a good card to have because not only does it put an attack out on the field, it also basically you're not using a card. If you think about it at the way after a Death Rattle you draw a card, you're basically not using a card to use this card. You're using mana but not the card itself. Ice Lance, freeze a character. If it's already frozen, deal 4 damage instead. This one is good if you are also using a Shatter because that's a 3 it's a 3 mana kill, and you can kill basically any minion with it. And when I say basically, I mean literally any minion. It's a good card to have. It's a good freeze mage. It all depends on if you're going to play that type of deck. Ooh, we got ourselves a rare card. Sun Fury Protector, a cheap potential double taunt. It's a 2/3, and the reason it is so good is that if you have 2 already, you put this between it. Both of them have taunt. So if you get like good high health and damage cards, but they don't have taunt so they can beat around it anyway, you just put that there, they have taunt, and you got yourself some nice little card right there. Blessing of Wisdom. Choose a minion whenever it attacks, draw a card. See, that seems like a good one if you're collecting cards. It's a 1 spell, so I'm going to assume just stick it on a high health card and just hope for the best. Thought Seal. Copy 2 cards from your opponent deck and put them in your hand. That would be useful if you want to play, like, if they are obviously playing a power card, say a Cthulhu deck, and they are really low on cards, and they obviously going to have Cthulhu in their hand. This is a good one to copy it. Or any real high class card like Wind Fury spells. They're good for priests. Eye for an Eye. This one is really good if you know you're playing a high hit, like, to your face deck. This one, like, if they are going for you, this card will save you and potentially win the game. It's a 1 mana card, so it's definitely worth putting in your paladin deck. We got ourselves an epic card, a Gore Howl. Attack a minion, cost 1 attack instead of set 1 of... Okay, attacking a minion costs 1 attack instead of 1 durability. So basically, this one just lowers its attack every single time. It's a 7 mana 7/1, but basically it's a 7 mana 7 infinite, like 7/7, and then this just goes 7 6 5 4 3 2 1. Definitely a decent one. And Mana Wyrm. I actually crafted 2 of these, and I'm really upset that that I just got one, because I crafted 2 of them and the deck didn't even work out for me. Alright, Alkali of Pain. Whenever this minion takes damage, draw a card. Basically, use a mage, and just to collect cards, fire it. Like, use the fire, and it's basically its own arcane intellect. And it's very interesting, and it works very well for that. But it is a 3, so you're basically, if you don't get all 3 out of it, you're basically just using it for the damage. Ice Barrier. I have this in my mage deck, because this is a very good secret, and it's... Basically, when they attack you, you gain 8 armor, and you get it for 3 mana. And it's a really good card if you ask me, and I have one in my mage deck. Got ourselves a rare card, Sun Fury Protector. I've already described this card. Alright, another rare. Mana Tide Totem. At the end of your turn, draw a card. This card is one you want to keep alive if you are collecting cards. Because basically, if you spend 1 card per turn, you are never using a card. And that is cool. Eye for an Eye, I already explained it. Power of the Wild. Shadow Step. Return a friendly minion to your hand. It will cost 2 less. So let's say Cthulhu. And you want to use Cthulhu. Again, for its like hit thing. Like where it just spreads it around. And you want to do it twice. So, not in 1 turn, obviously. You won't have that kind of power. But... this would definitely send it back to your hand. It would be 8, so that would be useful, but that's not really good use for it. I'm not exactly sure what you would want to use this for. Maybe a charge card, but that's about it. Sorcerer's Apprentice. Your spells cost 1 less. Great for mage. If you can get more than 1 out there, it takes a lot of spells down to 2, and it's just really useful card. You got to keep it alive though, that's the problem. Restore 4 health to all minions, including your enemies. So be careful when using this card. Rare card. Twilight Drake. I plan on putting this in my deck. Battlecry. Gain 1 health for each card in your hand. Collect cards. Use this one. Invincible. And if you use a priest, I believe there is a card that will double health. It'll take from 9 to 18. Basically indestructible. Power of the Wild. Unleash the Hounds. For each enemy minion, summon a 1/1 hound with charge. Basically, you got just a bunch, like you got 4 on there, or okay, your enemy has 5. You're like, oh crap. So you put this down, 5 1/1s with charge. That's pretty decent. And really, that's just pretty much a scare tactic. It doesn't really do anything for you really, unless they're all like low health and they have 1. You can clear the board with those. Silver Moon Guardian with Divine Shield. It's a 4/3/3, and the only reason it's really a decent card for a 4 mana 3/3 is because of its Divine Shield. It can attack without getting damaged, and that is very useful. Soul of the Forest. Give your minions Death Rattle, summon a 2/2 Treant. So basically, you have 5 on here, and they're all like 2/2s anyway, like a some sort of zoo deck. And you give them all Death Rattle, and if they die, they get a 2/2 Treant. So basically, it's having 2 cards in 1 card. Got ourselves a rail card, Mortal Strike. Deal 4 damage. If you have 12 or less health, deal 6 instead. Basically, this is a good card for if you are screwed and you need to get rid of a card now because you are down to the teeth. This is a good card to have, especially if you do use health as a resource. Betrayal. Force an enemy minion to deal its damage to the minion next to it. That is a good card for if you want to get rid of a high class card and they have 2 high class cards. You just kill one with the other one. This is a good card to have in your rogue deck. Spiteful Smith. Enrage, your weapon has +2 attack. This would be good for a warrior class. You just beef up your weapon, and this would definitely help. Thought Steal. Power Overwhelming. Give a friendly minion 4/4 until it dies its turn, then it dies horribly. Basically, like finisher card. This card is good if you need to get rid of a card now, and it doesn't matter if your card dies, or you need to finish him off before he finishes you off. Basically what this card is. A rare card, Imp Master. At the end of your turn, deal 1 damage to this minion and summon a 1/1 imp. So basically you can get up to 5 imps if you can keep this card alive. Master of Disguise, rare card, Battlecry. Give a friendly minion stealth until your next turn. This would be good for if you need to keep a card alive, like a high power card alive. So that would be good for that. Like say you've boosted a card up and you're really afraid this mage is going to use whatever the poly one, I forget the name of off the top, it's in the tip of my tongue, but it's not important right now. Keep this, use this card to stealth it, and then you can use that card again without having to worry about it being turned into a sheep. Dark Iron Dwarf, Battlecry. Give a minion +2 attack this turn. This is good for, it's a 4/4/4, so it's pretty good considering it's Battlecry. Stranglehorn Tiger, Stealth. That's a 5/5/5 with Stealth, meaning that it'll be good for the next turn. Inner Rage. Deal 1 damage to a minion and give it +2 attack. This is a debatable card depending on the circumstance. So you take a snapback, whatever they're called, the snapping turtle. Deal 1 damage. It now has 2/6, but it has 2+ attack, so it's now a 4/6. So it's like debatable whether or not it's worth it, because that is a 7 card. Inner Fire. Change a minion's attack to be equal to its health. That snapping turtle one I was just talking about, instead of a 1/7, it is now a 7/7. Pretty good. For a 3 mana card, I think it is. It's a 3 mana card, not a 7. I don't know why I said 7. Ooh, an epic card. Farsight. Draw a card. That card costs 3 less. That'd be pretty good. So basically, you take this card, use it, and you draw a level 6 card, a 6 mana card. It now costs 3 mana, and that would be very useful in emergency situations. Temple Enforcer, Battlecry. Give a friendly minion +3 health. So basically, you have a taunt minion that's like already high health. Give it 3 more. Make it even better. Argent Squire. Divine Shield's a 1/1/1 with Divine Shield. Basically a useless card if you ask me. I won't use it in my deck because I can't see how it would be useful. Ooh, a rare card. Felguard. Taunt, Battlecry. Destroy one of your mana crystals. That could be both detrimental and a safeguard. Like, it will destroy your mana crystal, but you'll get it back. But it's a problem because now you're behind in the mana game. So it's all depending on how you plan on playing the game. Inner Fire. A rare card. Keeper of the Grove. Choose one. Deal 2 damage or silence a minion. So let's say a taunt card is in your way. Silence it. Or the taunt card has 2 health. Kill it. And then you have a 2/2/4. It's a golden card. It's silence a minion for 0 mana. This could be useful, and it's overall just good to use. Betrayal. Betrayal. Freeze or Ice Lance. Stormforge X. Overload 1. Overload, you have X less mana next turn. I don't know what that means, and I'm pretty sure it's a random card. Or, no, it's 1 less mana for this one. But it's a 2/3/2 with 1 less mana next turn. Not bad, but it's definitely not good. Conceal. Give your minion stealth until your next turn. Alright. So, this would be good for if you just don't want your minions to die because you won the game if they live, or if they're not turned into something. You win. That's a good card for if you just need it done. Overload 2, we already know what that means, but deal 2 damage to 2 random enemy minions. So good if there's 2 minions with 2 health and you just need them gone. Rare card. Demolisher. At the start of your turn, deal 2 damage to the random enemy. This will do 2 damage every turn it is alive to a random enemy. This includes potentially the hero itself. This card is good to keep alive for right out the gate. So don't attack with it, like actually attack with it, unless you have to. A golden epic. Deal 1 damage to a minion for each armor you have. So let's say I have a armor, which is not entirely unrealistic. I can now deal 8 damage to any minion I want. And I'm pretty sure it doesn't take away your armor. I'm pretty sure you get to keep your armor, but don't take my word for that one. Experiment with that. A golden rare, Lava Burst. Deal 5 damage, but have 2 less mana your next turn. This is good if it doesn't matter if you have 2 less mana next turn. It's a good card, I think, myself. I won't have it in my deck because I don't really use Shaman. But it is a good card to have in your deck if mana has never been an issue for you. An Arthria Weaponsmith. Equip a 2/2 weapon. So basically you're getting a 4/3/3 and then you get a 2/2 weapon on your hero. That's pretty good if you ask me. Druid of the Claw. Choose one, charge or +2 with taunt. So basically it's either a 4/4, it's a 5/4/4 charge, or a 5/4/6 taunt. So that's pretty good if you ask me. Raging Worgen. Enrage. Wind Fury and +1 attack. Basically, this one takes damage, and now it's a 4/2 probably because of its health. But up until then, it's a 3/3/3 that does just 3/3 until it's damaged. Hopefully, this card doesn't die. You could damage it yourself. You could damage it yourself with a mage, and then you can just attack with a 6. That'd be very good. This is an epic card. Wild Pyromancer. After you cast a spell, deal 1 damage to all minions, including your own. Be careful with this card. Amini Berserker. Enrage +3 attack. So basically, this one gets damaged. It's now a 5. It's a 5, whatever the damage it was, and it's a 2 card. So a 2/2/3, potentially a 2/5/3 is pretty good. Scavenging Hyena. This card has killed me on more than one occasion. This is good for kind of a zoo deck. Just overload on beasts. It's a hunter class, so it's not a warlock zoo deck. It's just a hunter zoo deck, potentially. And whenever a friendly beast dies, gain 2/1. So basically, get low health beasts and just gain this card way up there and hope it doesn't die. Epic card. Murloc War Leader. All other Murlocs have 2/1. If you have a lot of Murlocs in your deck, they are low cost, and then other Murlocs can summon other Murlocs. So you just get a bunch of Murlocs on the field. You now have an army. It is crazy. Murlocs are always kind of seen as a low class, but if you have this card and you use it effectively, it can be quite a deal, quite a damage giver, whatever. Eevee Skurrit. Alright, deal 2 damage combo, deal 4 damage instead. So basically, I've already explained this card. Mark of Nature. Choose one. Give a minion +4 attack or +4 with taunt. This card can save you, and also it can kill. This card is quite the spell card if you ask me for 3 mana. So basically, you can take say a 2/2 like this one and make it a 4/2 or a 6/2 or a 2/6 with taunt. Basically, this card can be OP. Leper Gnome. Death Rattle. Deal do damage to the enemy hero. Basically, this is all it's good for. It's a 1/1, and you get to deal 2 damage to the hero. So it's really a 1/3/1 if you think about it that way. Alkalit of Pain. Dread Corsair. Taunt. Costs 1 less per attack of your weapon. It's a 3/3. It's a 4/3/3. And it's a pirate. And usually those are not all those good to me if you ask me. But, you know, that's just me. Earthen Ring Farseer. Battlecry, restore 3 health. This card is okay. It's a 3/3/3, so it's not the best on mana to attack and health, but restoring 3 health could save you. It's very decent. We got ourselves a legendary. It's an 8/8/8. Can't attack at the end of your turn. Deal 8 damage to a random enemy. So basically, they attack it, they get 8 damage, and it has 8 health, and it will randomly attack any enemy. You cannot use this card to attack, but it will attack for you, so you don't have to worry about it not attacking. This card looks like a pretty decent card to me, because it has the potential to take out quite a few cards. You just cannot plan for it, but it will not attack you, so don't worry. Got ourselves a rare card. Feral Spirit. Summon 2 2/3 Spirit Wolves with Taunt. So this is really good because it's a 3/4/6, but the overload is 2, so you have 2 less mana next turn. So it all depends on your situation. Scavenging Hyena. Noble Sacrifice. Secret. When an enemy attacks, to summon a 2/1 defender as the new target. This will save some high class. Like, this will save you. So basically, Paladin Secret. So somebody attacks you with like 11. You have 11 health left. You're dead. This card just took the hit for you. So you get another chance at life. Rampage. Give a damaged minion 3/3. This is quite the card. It can take a damaged, say, 6/3, turn it into a 9/6. So basically, this card is OP now. And Silverhand Knight. Battlecry. Summon a 2/2 Squire. So this card, 5/4/4, but it turns into a 5/6/6 if you think about it with dual attack. So it's an okay card, and I've already explained this card, but it's just, you know, it's not my card. And that is all the decks we have today. If you liked it, leave a like, and if you would like it another one, you know, just say so in the comments below. We want another Hearthstone card opening. So until next time, this is Gakorisan. Peace out. Love ya.